Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now what I want to talk about is I've been flying my E160. You can see it here. This is my beautiful, wonderful, amazing Eachine E160 that I absolutely love to death. Now I've been flying that all summer and I fly every day if I can, if weather permitting, of course. And I try to fly twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. And I originally got the helicopter with 4 batteries and they were starting to wear out. So I bought 3 more from another vendor. That gave me 7 batteries. So for, I would say, the last month or so, when I am able to fly, I fly 7 flights. So that's a lot of flights, 5, 6, 7 minutes, depending on the condition of the batteries. So that's a lot of practice. And believe me, I have been practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing all summer long. And I've been getting better and better. Now, by better, I don't mean I'm flying it upside down, and crazy stuff like that. No, 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 no. I just mean that I'm much more comfortable flying and I have way more control. And I've managed to fly all summer, day after day after day, and I haven't crashed once. So that in itself is huge. If you fly RC helicopters, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was what put me over the line between barely flying, scared to death that I'm going to crash every second, and over the line to comfortable, confident, and not crashing. What I did was the same thing that I did in the simulator. I would just fly crazy. So I would just move the sticks. Okay, what happens if I put this stick way up here in this corner and this stick way down here in this corner? And then I would see what the helicopter would do, and then I would try and counter it, so I don't crash. And of course, what I did in the simulator was crash after crash after crash after crash after crash after crash. You get so tired of it. Even in the simulator, you get so tired of crashing. But it's such good practice for your muscle memory, because muscle memory is what is an absolute must. And you watch any video on YouTube about like a beginner type of video where they're talking about, starting out in the hobby, how to fly, how to stop from crashing, keep from crashing, whatever. They always talk about muscle memory. So what I started doing this summer is I started doing just fly crazy, only with the actual model, not on the simulator. So what I would do is, I'd get in the air. I can hover, no problem, not at all, no trouble whatsoever. So what I would do is I'd get up in the air and then I would just do this and crank the collective, and then react, fly down a bit and then react, turn it around, bring it back or whatever. And then I started doing a lot of spinning. So I would get in the air and I would just spin the helicopter, all the while trying to keep the helicopter stable. Okay? So the helicopter's spinning and, it's going to want to drift this way. It's going to want to drift that way, whatever. Helicopters never want to stay still. They drive you bonkers. But the trick is keep the helicopter spinning and then try and keep it roughly in the same place. So, and by keeping it spinning, like fairly slowly. Like I do slow spins and I do faster spins. I don't do crazy spins usually. But keep the helicopter spinning and try and keep it steady or stable. And that has been amazing, amazing, because what you're doing is you're training your brain, which means your thumbs, to automatically react to whatever happens to the helicopter. You know, does the wind push it? Does the wind make it drop? And it's been amazing. It's like I still have moments where I freak out, I lose orientation, and I move the stick in the wrong direction. So I want the helicopter to go right, and I move the stick the wrong way, and the helicopter goes left, and then I push more in the wrong direction, and then it goes faster. I remember doing that when I was first starting out in the hobby, and it was brutal. So I still do that, but so far I've been able to, you know, freak out, make the wrong move, lose orientation, freak out, but then correct and then calm down, level the helicopter and go, okay, I'm fine, keep going. But the takeaway from this video is when you're flying, when you're learning, when you're trying to learn orientation, keep the helicopter moving all the time. And that way you are constantly training yourself to react automatically because you don't have time to think and correct. You have to just react. And that's the muscle memory. So hopefully this explanation was helpful. You understand what I'm talking about. Put it into effect, try it out, maybe try it on the simulator first. And then when you've practiced on the simulator, then go out with the model and try it. Just start slowly. That's what I did. Just move, rotate the helicopter very slowly and then move the cyclic and try to counter the tendency for the helicopter to drift one way or the other or the other or the other. Because one thing that I notice is that the thrust from the tail rotor causes the whole helicopter to move in all kinds of different directions. So if you're yawing to the right, the helicopter is going to do this. If you're yawing to the left, the helicopter is going to do that. And you have to constantly move, keep the helicopter moving, and then just react. Just react. And the same goes for the collective. I do crazy things with the collective. I'll have, I'll give a bunch of collective and the helicopter will go zipping up there. And then I have to react to that. When it gets up high and I'm not comfortable with it being up that high, I have to react. And the same thing, fly along and then drop the collective really fast and then watch the helicopter drop. And now you have to react to keep it from hitting the ground. And, just keep doing that. Just keep practice. You know what they say about learning the piano, practice, 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 or any other instrument. And it applies doubly, triply to RC helicopters because they are so bloody hard to fly. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. So much for my YouTube short. It's now 11 minutes. I was planning on maybe 1 or 2 minutes, but it ain't going to happen. Anyway, hopefully you found this video helpful, and I hope you have a good day. Bye for now.